morning! Welcome back to our community and to episode 3 of Wedding Arc. You guys, I'm seeing results. I'm like really feeling good. I'm actually going to Colorado at the end of this week. The last few weeks that I finally had home not traveling, I really have been in such a rhythm with my workouts, with my routine, waking up early, like things have been going, like no matter the phase of my cycle. So I am feeling really good. We'll see how I feel after Colorado. I might have to do like another whole reset because then I'm home until the wedding. We are officially 2 months out tomorrow. So I'm feeling good that I'm feeling good already. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've gotten in a really good rhythm of like eating mainly at home, cooking, eating pretty anti-inflammatory. And then also because of that and because I'm so on top of my workouts, being able to like on the weekends, when I'm with my friends, like not think about really what I'm eating, like trying to eat a lot of vegetables and a lot of protein, but like we had a birthday last night, like I'm having a piece of cake, like I'm not, you know, we're living life here still. So I'm just feeling really good. I'm seeing results for my workouts and I'm excited. I'm gonna start gua shaing. I just booked all my beauty appointments out for the next 2 months, which include acupuncture, facial acupuncture. I have pretty good skin, knock on wood, so I don't wanna really spend my money on like a million facials, but I do see one facialist that does like facial acupuncture and body acupuncture. So I get like a 2-in-1 and she does gua sha. I get rosacea and puffy, so I am more into like facial sculpting than needing like acne treatments or anything like that. So my goals are a little bit different. I did have a gift card to Face Gym. I had 3 sessions on there from doing a video with them last year, and I intentionally saved it for the wedding. So I booked out 3 Face Gym gua shas like for September leading up to the wedding. So I mean, I can go over all those beauty treatments, but that's kind of the plan I have in place. And it's Monday, so we're gonna go get our upper body workout in. Let's do it. Ooh, it's really sunny out. Quick outfit of the day. Where is this from? I don't even remember. Oh, this is Strut This. I think I got it on Revolve. I can link it below. These are all access. They used to sell them at Bandier. They are my favorite leggings of all time. Like honestly, I should probably throw them out because they're like very old and like pilly. But all access is my favorite of all time, and I don't know if they still sell them. I will link them below if they do. This is Set Active. It's like a double. I have the biker short set, but it makes me feel a little naked, so I'm wearing leggings instead. Let's go get ready for the gym. Oh, very chatty this morning. I am trying to stay on top of my breakfast, and so I tried to make chia pudding last night, and I think I used way too much milk because it's quite literally protein soup, but it's protein powder, milk, chia seeds, cinnamon. So we're just gonna have it as like a protein shake. Honestly, I should probably just sip it. The Pro Mix Vanilla Protein Powder is pretty good. It's just a protein chia shake at this point. I don't mind that. I think I prefer it to chia pudding. I would love your recommendations on the best non-toxic deodorant. I kind of just use whatever products get sent to me. And then I feel like with non-toxic deodorant, your body like gets used to it and then it kind of stops working. This Jukebox one is pretty good, but I have heard that people love the Salt and Stone, so I'm wondering if it's worth trying. Let me know. I actually don't feel like slicking back my hair or anything today. I kind of just want to leave it in a messy situation. Sometimes I want to look clean and sometimes I just want my messy waves. I also have been loving, I think I mentioned it in the last one, the Gainful pre-workout because it has beta-alanine in it, but I think today the coffee is coffeeing and we're doing upper body, which requires less energy for me for some reason. I think because it's just like a lot of stationary movement. It's pretty like chill. So I'm actually looking forward. All right, let's go to the gym. It. All right, I just stopped and picked up a few groceries that we needed, some raspberries. Normally, as you've seen, I like to just air fry a grilled chicken and keep it in the fridge, but on busy weeks when I'm like, I don't have time for that, I just get prepped chicken. So I'm gonna snack on that right now. Nice lean protein snack on a busy work day. And then a ton of veggies because we're making sausage tonight that Ethan bought. So we're gonna air fry that. And since that's like really high fat, sodium, all the things, I'm thinking just a ton of veggies with it for dinner because it's quite heavy on its own. And then I'm just gonna make a snack plate for lunch. I wanna make hard-boiled eggs. I have the grilled chicken here. I have cottage cheese. I have fruit, just a ton of protein and fruit. And I don't really have veggies unless I make a scramble because I need all this for dinner. We'll figure it out. All right, we're just doing girl lunch while I work. So I'm having a spoonful of kimchi. When the hard-boiled eggs are ready, we'll have that. I'm gonna put some grilled chicken and mustard, and we're just like snacking. I'm gonna have some cottage cheese, you know, protein and veggies, just snacking on it. I am a big habit stacker if you're new. So how I'm habit stacking right now with work is I'm editing a podcast for my client and I'm editing the YouTube version. So she rarely requires any edits, but I listen through the whole thing. I will cut, it's a solo episode, so I'm like cutting any pauses, anything that just like intuitively I feel like I should cut, which is pretty minimal. And then I'm also taking notes on reels to clip from the episode. So I don't necessarily need to be hands-on the entire time. Like I can pause what I'm doing to make the edit or make the note. So when I'm doing this, I like to either go for a walk. Since I'm editing the YouTube at the same time, I can't really do that. So I'm starting to prep dinner because I do actually have plans with my friends later, but I want to eat at home. So I'm trying to prep so that I can just air fry it all early. So just a little habit stacking tip. I gotta go ship the rest of my wedding invites. So I just finished editing that. They're all in here. I do want to shout out the small business I used to make these invites because she's so talented. I will show you my invites when I get back because I really got to mail these out like yesterday. Let's go do that. At the same time, curating my getting ready playlist for wedding morning. It's like slowly adding songs. All right, just dropped off the last of the invites. Thank God. That was kind of like a big task that we had to get done. Having another snack, kind of lunch, I don't know. Cottage cheese, raspberries, flax seeds, hemp seeds, cinnamon. I know it's weird. I feel like most people have cottage cheese as like savory. I always have it with sweet, like stewed fruit or peaches and cottage cheese. Okay, I wanted to quickly show you also I did not sweat during my workout, so I'm just kind of literally every time I leave the apartment, it's 90 degrees out, I'm sweating, so I'm like, I'm not showering till I'm done leaving the apartment for the day. I'm sweating more just walking outside than I did in my arm workout, which is something. Okay, so it's called Sal Studios, and I found her through samples on Etsy. Then like I ordered through her. I will link her shop below. You get like the samples on Etsy. I just realized I haven't been wearing my ring. You get the samples on Etsy, and then once you like choose a sample, you then order through her website. So here are the envelopes. I worked with her. She curates, if you choose this, you can also do without it to save money, but she can curate like vintage stamps for you. She had asked me like a ton of questions. What's our vibe? What's the vibe of the event? Anything personal to us? So like one personal touch is this jazz stamp, which is a nod to New Orleans, which we went to school together. And then the rest is more like those foresty vibes that kind of just encapsulate what we want our wedding to be, which is like a party in the woods. And then the back says the future Mr. and Mrs. Zerlip, and obviously our address. Now for the main event. So usually she does like a handmade paper, which is a little softer in my opinion, and then this seeded paper, which is a lot more like sturdy. And so I asked if she could do that green handmade paper from the sample, but in like the seeded paper, so like a little sturdier. And she put a special order in for me, so it was a little pricier, but like, I don't know, maybe $100. So here is the main invite. They're all gonna be a little bit cut differently because they're like super homemade from her, and I'm gonna like block some of the details just because I feel like that's smart for safety. But it has this little yarn with this stamp, with this little thing, all the details, and I chose letterpress, which means instead of the font like kind of sitting on top of the paper, it's more like pressed into it, if that makes sense. And I just love how the green and even the dark black envelope, because usually, you know, you don't think like dark and moody when you think wedding, but I just love the cool like forest vibes of this. I have them all organized as extras, and I want them to stay like really nice and flat for some detailed pictures at the wedding. So I'm keeping them up. So this is the one we're using for the wedding, so you can kind of see how all the cards look together, but let me just show you the cards. Has the details on it. This is the RSVP card, which is also in that seeded material. You can see the seeds in the paper, and like you can see like the deckled edge. It's a gorgeous material. So that's the RSVP, and it has like our website at the bottom of it. And there's one more card involved. So the stamps were already on the invites. The liner was already in the envelope as well, which I'm just realizing I did not show you. This liner. So I totally forgot to show you that part, but basically then this black card is like all kind of the details. All right, so lastly, you open up the envelope and it's sitting in there like this. So it's all the cards packaged together. That's the invite. I was thrilled with how they came out. I feel like they're really unique and special and like just so spot on with the vibe. It's kind of insane. Like I don't know how I discovered something so perfect. I was gonna do minted. I was gonna do something just a little like more easy and less expensive, but I didn't find this to be so absurdly priced. I felt like I really got kind of like individual support. Like I was emailing her the entire time. I just felt like it was a little more customized and like hand-holdy than using a minted. I am using minted for like a wedding itinerary, for welcome bags and things like that, but this was a really special experience. Sal Studios, highly recommend. She's based out of Denver. I will link it below. Those are the invites I just mailed out, and I'm gonna get back to work. Got my veggies, my sausage links, dinner served. Okay, Ethan, on the last video, we got 1 or 2 questions for you while you stretch.
Okay. Not really stretching, more just
whatever you're doing.
Warming up.
I'd be curious to hear about 2 things. How has Ethan participated or abstained in wedding planning, and how did you guys approach this balance?
Jen handles the wedding planning, and then when she has something that she needs me for or really wants my opinion on, she asks me. And I do my best, even though I never really have an opinion.
Yes, I would say that's spot on. He was more opinionated about like the venue and the vibe and like where the Friday night was, because it's upstate, and like he was more so particular about like where it would be held, like where are we hosting everyone, because he wanted it to feel personal.
The little details.
But yeah, like what our invitation looks like, he couldn't care less. What do you think you'll keep in your routine when it's all over? What will you toss and why? I would say as far as like when we wake up and meditating and like working out every morning, that hasn't changed. I just kind of changed how I'm working out, but everything else is pretty much similar.
No difference for me other than...
He's not training for a marathon, but he's you would think he was.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a little less stress. You know, we have the underlying stress of the wedding approaching for like 2 years, so not having that will be nice.
Yeah, we've had to like really kick into gear like our mental health tools, I would say.
Yeah.
But as far as a
Little Red Riding Hood.
as far as like a wellness routine and workouts and everything, I would say for the last 2 years I was more focused on being a capable runner, because I had never ran before and I was doing all these races. And then it's been fun to like pivot into more aesthetic goals, and I think I will take more of
Me too.
this training with me.
I didn't succeed at it, but just ran less, so it balanced out. I didn't actually do more aesthetic stuff. I just did less running.
But not because of the wedding, just because you're not training for a race.
Life.
Yeah, his stuff hasn't changed.
Yeah, life got in the way.
All right, those were your 2 questions. Thanks for your service. I'm going to a 7 a.m. Pilates class, and I did not sleep last night, so that's just lovely. Alright, I didn't want to film because there was only like 2 other girls in the class, and I feel like I wouldn't have like blended in, even though they allowed me to film in there. I just kind of felt weird about it because it was quite intimate. So my trainer, Tatiana, was not there. Usually she teaches that class, that's why I go. She forgot to mention that she wasn't gonna be there. I guess someone subbed in for her, but I'm glad I didn't know that because then I wouldn't have gone. And I didn't get the best sleep last night, so I feel like it just would have ruined my whole morning and day and workout. And now I'm like, okay, got that in, and get a little run in. Like I feel like I'm happy I went anyway. So that's great. I was thinking a little bit more about the questions that Ethan and I answered this morning also. And I would say Ethan, like I mentioned, cared more about the overall vibe and like where it was going to take place. He wanted it upstate. He didn't want it to be like a cookie cutter country club wedding. He wanted it to feel like us. And I totally agreed with that. And I'm so glad that he was strong in that, because I totally could have ended up being like, you know what? It's so much easier to just like do it around the corner from home. And I don't know. And then as far as like what I'm going to take with me, I totally forgot to mention just like the nutrition piece. I think I've always worked out, whether it's for performance or aesthetics, whatever. I think I've learned a lot about how to just figure out what workouts feel best in my body and drive results for me, and combining that with like nervous system regulation and also nutrition. I am learning a lot about macros, and that is not something that I am going to be like tracking every day. It's not something I think is like a healthy way to live. However, when it comes to goals and just like understanding what I'm eating, as far as like how many grams of protein and fat and whatever am I eating in a normal day, like I don't know. So ChatGPT is a great resource because I kind of just like popped it in. I'll be like, this is a typical day of eating for me. Where does it leave me? And then given my weight and my goals and all the things, like, do you think this is healthy? So one thing I learned is that I have a really fatty diet, all healthy fats. The way I normally eat is like, as long as it's good for me and it's not like processed or gonna give me a stomach ache, like as long as it's like healthy whole foods, or like, you know, like a peanut butter, as long as there's no palm oil in it, things like that. Like that's how I normally eat. But I'm learning a lot about just like, I want to lean out for the wedding. So things like peanut butter that I was eating like every single day because it's fine and healthy for me, and I feel healthy and I feel good from it. That's something that I can like cut back a little bit on leading up to the wedding, and just like making little tweaks here and there to replace that with something a little more high protein and less fatty, but still eating my healthy fats every day. Like I'm eating the yolk. Anyway, I don't want to come off like I'm thinking about what I'm eating too much or anything like that, but I would just say that's a learning for me, is, you know, like pairing nutrition with your goals. So like I learned how to eat for performance and for racing, and now I'm kind of learning how to eat when you like want to lean out. So I just want to be like less inflamed and lean out leading up to the wedding. So yeah, that's what I will take with me, I guess, is like just having a better understanding of how to get different results with nutrition and workouts. And I'm learning what makes me feel good. Like I'm loving fruit these days. Like I'm obsessed with kiwi. And as I've said a million times, I am not a proponent of toxic diet culture. I'm just paying a little bit more attention leading up to my wedding. So I'm at a birthday, I'm gonna have a piece of cake. Like we're not obsessing at all, but I'm kind of like learning. Like because I am not sensitive to this kind of stuff, I just find it interesting. Similar to like progressing towards the goal of marathon training and everything that comes with that, I kind of look at this like the same way. It's just like an interesting and fun goal. We are home. I want to get a little bit of a run in, even if it's like 2 miles or 3. So we're gonna hydrate and have a banana. It is 8:20. I would like to be back at my desk by 9. You know, showered at my desk, working by 9:30 because I have a lot to do today. So I just want to get a little run in, but we need to hydrate and have a banana because I actually made it on my run. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next episode.